Okay, welcome back to story time. You know, in that last story where I talked about my daughter seeing um, a African man, as she described him, walk across the living room and disappear into the fireplace, I remember asking her, did he look as if he recognized you or that there was anyone? Did he look like he recognized anything here? And she said no, he just looked like he was on his way somewhere. She saw him, but she didn't feel that he even noticed her at all. So it's interesting because this is what it, as I'm sharing these stories, these are my stories, these are my personal experiences, and our people have so many, but I've never just sat and just shared them all, one right after the other. And there's this whole picture that is emerging because the things that we don't understand, the being able to see into another dimension, another time and space, and even interact in that time and space is not explained by the quote unquote reality that we live in day to day. As a matter of fact, before I think Reagan emptied out the psychiatric hospitals, anybody that was expressing these kind of conversations, they would seek to lock them up. So people had reason, valid reason for not wanting people to think that they're crazy. Our traditional Christian religions don't even speak to what this is. But in our culture, we understand what it is. When when um when our children in our culture, when they go through initiation, right? It's not an intellectual exercise. They're learning things about the physical world, the physical world that we all can see. But then they go through ritual, so they enter the spiritual realm and they see how it interacts with this physical reality. So nothing would be strange to them. Nothing would be strange to them. And if something was out of order, they would know what to do to come into alignment with order. If a child was experiencing things they felt like they should not be experiencing, they would know what ritual to do. Then they know what ritual to, because they never stopped practicing our um our way of life. It's just that, we're over here and a lot of it mostly has been demonized. But if this is how we are made, this is what is natural to us, how then can this be evil? Now you're saying that God created evil, or the Christian God that you believe in um, believes that the Black people are evil. And if we're the first and only people to be made, how do you reconcile that? You don't. So there's been so much manipulation by our open enemy, but these are experiences that our people, children and adults, are having all the time. And when they don't know how to separate the realities, like people that try and get high and take, let me take, what's it called, ayahuasca, all these plants that can open you up to the other realm. They're used in certain rituals. They're not just used to just open you up to another realm. Because if you don't know how to operate in that realm, then you are in danger. I think back in the 60s or 70s, a lot of people were doing like something called LSD and these very heavy drugs that would have you tripping back into realities and flipping between realities that they could not control. So within our tradition, we understand when somebody's having those type of experiences, they're not grounded. They are not grounded. They don't have a grounding in divine order. Their soul, the abosom, the orisha, the vodou that governs their spirit has moved away because of the disorder they have engaged in. And because they're out of alignment with divine order, now they're subject to all of these different realities just coming in at will. And it, of course, it will overwhelm you. You're here 1 second and then you're there the next. You're talking to somebody, but it's not really them, and they look like somebody else. No, so people who have schizophrenia, these different types of bipolar, and all of these different types of experiences, and that's really what's happening with LGBTQ. You're a woman today, but tomorrow you feel like you're a man. Oh, I've always been like this, and then now you're not that. You're queer. You're this. You don't know what you are because you're open. Especially our people, they open to all of these spirits, and whatever spirit comes through. If it's a female, they're going to say I'm female. If it's a male, they say I'm a male. When they begin to realize that they flipping back and forth and it doesn't fit into the LGB whatever paradigm, now they say, okay, I'm queer. So I can be whatever, I guess, maybe, I don't know what exactly that is, but I can be whatever because I don't fit here. I don't fit here. And so they don't know who they are. I'm talking about Afro-Rakanu, Afro-Kaiknu, because the others are spirits of disorder, spirits without an okra or okra, a soul, without a divine consciousness, without that link to Mother, Father, God that grounds them in reality. So you should be able to move between realities, but not to be flung throughout time and space at will. That's disorder. That's not what is supposed to that's not what's supposed to be taking place. So when we see that, they can't fix that with medicine. You can't medicate the spirit. You can't medicate the spirit. You can come into spiritual alignment with the emotion that governs your head through ritual. And for us, that is how we align. So many people who are on drugs, it's because of the things that they see that they cannot control, the things that they hear that they cannot control. And they don't even have an understanding of why they're seeing and hearing these things. This is not our only life. And so when we have things that, challenges that have entered into this life from previous lives, and we're facing things, and we say, oh, there's no such thing as a past life, then you don't even know how to address it. You have no idea how to address it. So you think you have to live with this weight your entire life, and it's a lie. Unless you're a spirit of disorder. Most of our people aren't spirits of disorder. They're just blinded to who and what they are and how we operate. Do you think they would be able to continue to oppress us in the way they do? Think about the experiences that I shared. Right? And that's just a little bit. That's just a little bit, right? And these weren't experiences that I was trying to have. These things just occurred naturally. So if they occurred naturally, it means, okay, I didn't even know about them until it happened. I didn't even know this could happen until I experienced it. What about growing up in a culture where you understand, because you've been through initiation, what this is and how to use it? Because everything in the created order has a purpose, and we're not supposed to be under anybody's foot. We're not supposed to be under anybody's authority other than the authority of the supreme being. And then those who governing under that authority. And that way we live our normal lives. We come here and we have that purpose, that we are the function, we function in community the way we're supposed to. And then there's harmony. That's why there was no need for jails on the continent until our open enemy entered into that space. We understood how to move between realities. We understood if there was interference, what to do about that interference, the interference from wayward spirits. And so coming back into our culture gives us the ability to have a coherent response to the continual aggression and violation of the only created beings on planet Earth. I'll see you on the other side for story time.